Beautiful day. We just got finished with about 2 or 3 days of just blistering heat and then rain and thunderstorms, so we wanted to catch up with our review of the exterior of our Outback. Heather's going to hold the camera. She decided she didn't really have any input.
Well, I don't hang out like in the outside much.
I will take over for the outside. I'll try to run you through this so we can get a lot faster than we were on the last one. I really like the front cap that they put on these now, not too like over the top with some of the other trailers that are out there. Some of the downside for it is the lips right here is a perfect little catch basin for dirt and dust, and you can kind of see that in there, and we really got to clean that all the time to keep it from building up. Next up, the lights. So you have, let's see if I can flip them on for you. You have a switch, but it's not exactly user-friendly, and you can get to these lights, and you can have another one for the headlights that are up here.
Is that the only way to turn them on?
Yes, and so you have a switch that's way down in the well over here. You got one on that side, and you got another one over here on this side. So those are the only way to turn them on. Here's the good part about it is, like, if you're at a big campsite and you don't remember where you parked, or it's like go to Disney World and there's hundreds of campers everywhere, you can keep these on at night when you come home, and you can kind of give you that oh, this is definitely us kind of feature. So,
unless everybody else does that.
Unless everybody else does that. Thanks. We did upgrade the front of its jack. Kill these lights so I don't forget.
Not voluntarily though.
Story for another day.
Another story.
As far as I'm concerned, we upgraded the jack. Originally, the Outback came with one type of battery. It was off-the-shelf knockoff battery. I don't know if they sent it out originally with a good battery and the dealership just switched it out for a no-name brand. It was crap. It lasted all of like 2 or 3 months, and then it died. I couldn't even find it on a Google search who was the maker of the brand. So we ended up getting rid of those. We had to replace it. We just went and got 2 off-the-shelf batteries from Walmart. Thumbs up, ready to rock. So the next up, and this isn't really for the trailer, but we did install a weight distribution hitch. Just a little tag. We'll do a review for that a little bit later. It's the Husky version. Phone's still out. It's super noisy. That's all we really have for the front that was a benefit to us. I'll talk about this a little bit more. Those are the factory levels that came, or sorry, the levelers that came from the factory. We've already gone through 2 sets of them. They boil in the sun and then they pop, and all the fluid's gone when you need it. So we kind of went old school. In case you don't know, you can either get a cheap little bubble, works just fine, or a lot of apps now have a level on them, and you can use the gyros in your phone to determine if you're leveling on the trailer. It's really fancy. Okay, so not much going over this side of the trailer. The big takeaway here is this isn't factory. This is what we did to install for the washer and dryer, basically to retrofit it so that way I can have all the plumbing, both water intake and water out, as well as the dryer vent hose actually fits inside of here. This gray tank here is crap. It is nearly impossible to get underneath here and open it. So anytime I'm dry camping, usually I'll have my slide out, but when I go places and I want to dump them, with the slide out, it's nearly impossible. I have to crawl underneath there and open it. I really, really hate the location of this valve. It's a pain in the butt. Utility station. I have nothing really good or bad to say about it. It works just fine. It's in a convenient location between both the slides. I dig that they put in a floodlight over here, so in the morning or late at night when I'm here before sun up, I can at least work and see without having to bring a flashlight out with me. The black tank rinse station is right next to it, so that's kind of a nice feature, so I don't have to take one hose and run it to a different part of the trailer to get it rinsed out. So that's pretty much it for this side of the trailer. We'll take you to the other side. Alright, so here we are on the curb side. This is kind of like the family living side. The trailer, starting from front back, some things that have been good, some things that have been bad. Awesome, thanks for the floodlight. There's no interior switch for the floodlight, and the wife for the longest time gave me the biggest grief because she knew how to turn it on and I never did. It's an exterior light switch, so I like it, I don't like it. Thanks, I really like it there, but I'd rather have it attached to an interior light so I can control it from inside. The door, or specifically the garage door, this trailer rides so high that it automatically means that you're going to have a steep angle, because these doors are nowhere near as long as you would get from a normal toy hauler with the toy hauler garage in the back. Their doors seem to be almost 2 to 3 feet longer. So this specific door, when it comes down, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 20 to 30-degree angle, and I'm not kidding about that. When you have it on a steep hill, it could be even worse. There's attachments. I'll probably try to find a link somewhere to show you a picture that you can put onto the end of these doors to make it a little bit more reasonable of an angle. These locks, every single one of the locks, from the utility bay to each one of the doors to these, all are keyed differently. It drives us insane. It would be so much easier to be able to walk in, have one key for every component of the trailer, in, out, done. You don't have to worry about it. Too many different keys, too many different situations. One key, that's all we need. Awning's great. I have no complaints about it. It's easy to use. It's all electric. I hit a button, it comes out, whatever. What I would like to see different from the awning is to extend it down a little bit further than this door. So that way, at least I get both the doors in. When the awning's out, the doors will typically scratch the bottom of the awning and it'll leave a mark. There's like wheels and some other stuff for that. I get that. If that's why they didn't put the awning over there, but I'd rather have the awning for those days where we have the sprinkles or the rain. The steps on the way in. These are the steel steps. A couple things we don't like about them. We're probably going to pay money to put carpet on these steps simply because it hurts. Like, we come out here barefoot a lot of times. The steps themselves are pretty uncomfortable to walk up and down with. Also, they're super heavy, they're rigid, and I'm pretty sure there hasn't been a time where Heather or the kid haven't pinched their finger whenever they try to pull these things up or set them down. She's getting really mad at me because the kid's trying to sleep.
Yeah.
My bad. What it is a nice feature, and you might be able to see this, is they put a light down here in the stairwell, so when you come in at night, you can have an option for having lighted stairs as you go in and out of the trailer. Bonus.
But does that light up?
It does.
Oh, okay. I learn something new every day.
Bonus features. We're going to talk about this real quick because it'll be easier than in the front than it will be in the back. If you crawl underneath here, we can see the jacks. I added what's called a steady fast system. The jacks themselves did a great job as far as being able to reach and giving us some type of stability, but they did a mediocre job when we became full-timers. There was way too much what I call X and Y motion, so you'd have the left to right and the forward and backwards motion on the trailer. It shook every ounce. Even it didn't matter what I did. I tried about 3 different ways to get these things to stop from moving around. In the end, we went and called up Steady Fast. Had these big recommendation to us. It was roughly about $100, $150, I think, to get the whole entire kit. It took probably about 2 hours to install, and now it's only about 45 seconds. They send you a big foot plate that you can rest it on, and then they have these bars that run, and basically runs on the principle of 3 points of contact, and then, man, it made a huge difference. I won't say it's 100%, but I would say we're in the high 90s, low 80s, sorry, between 80 and 90% with the shaking has been just completely removed. The only thing I probably will do is I'd like to add another jack right beside the axles to kind of stop what I call the Z axis, that up and down bounce at the rest right over the top of those axles. You can still have some give on that. But steady fast system, fantastic. The outdoor cooking station, great idea. Keep stuff in here. I like it because it's easy access. Heather likes it because it gets me out of the kitchen and helps her cook. One of the things we don't like about it, and this is specifically me, is this thing stopped working basically in the first 2 months. The quick release mounts that they use on these things, it works everywhere else, but for some reason this thing, it just doesn't have a lot of reinforcement behind it, so when I push it in, it's nearly impossible to get it out without busting or breaking on this plastic. So it's real flimsy. We try to avoid it. Here's my other gripe. This is more of a stove than it is an outdoor grill. I'd rather have Outback taken the time to give us a grill, you know, something you cook with actual slates. You can get everything dirty and cook it off. That would have been more beneficial to us. Take it, get rid of the stovetop, and then make it a grill for me. It's actually something we're considering converting just to have that option here. But it works.
It does have a sink, and then it's got this nice cutting board thing right here.
Oh, yeah, she does like the cutting board.
Super long.
Super long. It's kind of flimsy, and it's nice and slick, so don't put your plate up there after you're done cooking, or otherwise you're going to be picking it up off the ground.
Can you take that all the way out?
You can. You can take it all the way out and put it on the picnic table, or use it for something else.
Which is great.
Yep, that is a good perk. So
you can hang a towel right here.
Yep, it's got a little towel hanging piece.
Yeah.
So we really do like it. I think the only drawback that we would have is upgrade this to some type of different connection.
And to have a grill.
And change this to an actual barbecue grill is what I call them, instead of a stove top. So it came with an option to put a TV out here, and it's got a nice little setup. This is all supposed to be GFI protected. I would prefer to have the actual buttons in here, but it's not. It's actually connected in the same series or same circuit as the one in the bathroom. So if anything pops, you have to go inside and fix it. That's all right. But here's the question: where would you put the TV out here? There's no mounting points for a TV, so you better bring your own table, and you can set it up out here. That's the only thing we can think of for the TV. But kudos for having the option to bring it out here. Heather is one to tell you before anybody else that she despises the idea of going camping in beautiful places and watching beautiful places on TV when you're right there in front of you. So she probably won't ever let me put a TV out here.
Nope.
But I might be able to put a fan, or I use it to blow off stuff. So blower. Speakers and floodlights. So up on the top you got 2 outdoor speakers, work fine. My big gripe with the speakers is that anytime you turn on the radio system, its default setting its default setting anytime we turn the radio on is for all the speakers, the garage, the inside, as well as the outside. So that means that we are literally playing everything to everybody across the campground. And I know that's no different from everybody else, but it's just so frustrating. Just start with the default speakers being inside, and then let me turn the outdoor speakers on. Simple. Back up. Alright, so you have 2 choices of floodlights. You got your clear floodlight, which is great for working because it's your white light. It's probably easiest on us. And then you got your amber, which I don't know why they have an amber light. Maybe it's easier, it doesn't attract the bugs so much. I don't know. Comment below. Let me know. Educate me.
Less intrusive for neighbors.
Yeah, it might be less intrusive.
It'd also be great to have a light above there.
Yeah, but you're right. It would be great to have a light above it. Gov G33V. Thanks for the heads up.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, he's right. I would agree. It would be nice to have a floodlight either at this back corner or on the back, so that way we can see down this side of the trailer at night. But we also have this running light that sticks underneath the stairwell, like we do up front. And that's been helpful. But so far, it hasn't been so dark everywhere we've been that we we absolutely needed a floodlight. But kudos to Gov for figuring out that. Yep, that's. To us, we were like, bingo, that would be perfect to have. Okay, windows. I love the look of the seamless windows. They really bring an extra, I guess, touch of class. I don't know what to call it. It looks more modern and sleek when you don't have the frames. The bad side to it, and you guys might know the solution out there, these things are terrible for insulation. All of our heat goes out in the wintertime. All of our air conditioning goes out in the summertime. These things are worthless as far as environmental controls. I really like to see like insulated windows put on it, but I know we're talking, 2 or 3 tiers up on the RV scale to get to something that has that consideration for insulation. Now that we're on the insulation talk, this has the winter package, and we'll show you a little. Okay, so it has the winter package. To us, that basically means nothing. I think they put an extra sticker on there for the owners so they feel a little more warm and fuzzy. Get the pun? Get it? But in the end, it doesn't do much. Everybody I've talked to says it's just an advertisement scheme to try to get you to buy into it. As far as I can tell, it was just as cold as it is in the wintertime. It doesn't do much for the heat in the summertime. These ACs are burning all day, all night. So, who knows? Okay. So this is my man project before we get around to the back of the bumper. These trailers, hands down, could benefit from a basement storage. So our frame is made by Lippert. I'll put another picture here so you can actually hear the word I'm saying, because I don't speak well apparently. The Lippert Frame Company, I believe, also makes, and I'll put a link here somewhere, a under basement, or what's called undercarriage or basement storage for travel trailers. Simply to help you carry some extra stuff. It would have been amazing to have a trailer that could have basement storage like a fifth wheel, but in a bumper pull model. Maybe they can't do that because they're trying to keep the price low. I get it. But there's some rudimentary things that are out there, so here's what we had to do to supplement us. You might see this in our Prep Day 2 video. Another link for you. This area, maybe. We had a custom-made bumper rack installed for us. It's all welded completely through the frame. It goes about another 18 inches onto the I-beam, and it's welded directly into the frame. So I have a little bit more peace of mind when I travel down the road. Some of the things that we did is we installed the bike rack system, so that way it kind of clears up some space. It's basically one of the standard 3-inch bumper designs. It hooks onto the 4-inch hollow bumper that comes from the factory where you store most of your hoses out of. This is still here, but what we've done is we had a separate plate welded onto it and just basically kind of beat that up so that way we didn't have to lose any more sleep going down the road worrying about this thing's bouncing off. Or I'll probably just take the bikes off and put them in the cargo bay when we're going down the road. That way I don't have to worry about these things and giving me that extra 3 feet of clearance when I'm going over a steep hill or something. It's probably just easier to move the bikes inside. So we went to Lowe's and we found this deck box. It's basically like this wicker kind of faux look, but it's all pressed plastic. It's built on a hydraulic system. We reinforced it with some real simple angle iron. We drilled some holes to it, and we bolted it down with Class 8 bolts all the way down to the bottom. There's not a lot of heavy stuff in there. It's mostly like your camping chairs and some stuff for the outside. And then we'll probably put in the hoses and electrical. On this side, we were able to transfer over the spare tire from the center of the bumper to the left and still make room for the bikes, which helps us out a lot moving down the road. In addition, we still have a gray spot to move our generator with us, so that way when we do our dry camping and stuff, Mama doesn't have to go without her air conditioning anymore.
And what kind of generator do we have under there?
Right now it's a Powerhouse 4000. It's just enough to get us to the point where we can run it. The main air conditioner, which is I think 15,000, but it won't run both, and it won't run the microwave with it. So it keeps Mama happy, it keeps the food cold, and it'll allow us to run the lights and charge the batteries. So it's perfect for boondocking, which is how we want it to be. The last touch that I would kind of give a con to for outlet. So this is basically all the outside storage that Outback gave you in this trailer platform. It's nowhere near enough, but it's a lot. It reaches all the way back underneath the master bed. I would say it goes back probably about 2.5 feet. It worked great when we were not full-timing. However, now that we're full-timing, this has become leftover toys for the kid, as well as in the far back, it's all of our winter clothes and things that we need to store that are not seasonal. However, I will also say that I had tools in there that had grease on them and dirt and brooms and things like that, and the bottom of it is the carpet from the master bedroom. It just wasn't working out, so I had to literally line it with a piece of tarp or another blanket to keep those things from leaking. So now this is completely reserved for storage for things that are on the inside of the trailer, and no longer for tools and dirty stuff. That all now gets relegated back to this custom-made bumper rack. We have a serious black widow problem, and when I say serious, I mean it's borderline infestation. Like, I think it's Heather's worst nightmare. Like, they could make a movie out of how many black widows and brown widows and scorpions that we have right now.
Yeah.
They're probably crawling on you.
Stop it. Not funny. My parents let me watch. Do you remember that show?
Like Arachnid or something?
Arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia.
When I was like 8. Thanks, Mom, by the way.
I wanted to talk to you guys one last little bit, and I forced her to come sit with me because, we do this as a team. But I wanted to talk about the roof, the underbelly, and a little more of some pros or cons of the trailer. Alright guys, we're going to hit on the roof real quick. The roof has been fantastic. I've heard a couple horror stories about the roof overheating, so to speak, and the gaps expand, and then you get holes, and then eventually you get water that leaks into it. So far, from what we've seen, zero problems with the roof. I've been up there probably about once every other week to check it out. It's almost still brand new. It should be, and that's after a year of, no kidding, Florida hot summer sun, winter sun, just constantly beating down on it. We put a tarp over it during the winter, but the roof's holding together real well, so kudos to that. That's a big worry of mine. The not really a roof problem, but kind of relates, is solar panels. So one of my ideas is that eventually I'd like to put some type of solar package onto this RV. However, this trailer has zero solar prep, and they might be doing that in the new models. 2016, 2017, I haven't heard.
Let us know if they are.
Yeah, let us know. I'd be interested, but a lot of the new travel trailers, fifth wheels, they're all coming with solar prep now, so you can plug right in, you can get going, and some of them are even coming with those automatic transfer switches too to make that solution even more possible. That's pretty much it for the roof. I'll talk about the underbelly. So Outback and a lot of new trailers, they're coming out with the sealed undercarriage, and basically it's this 1/4-inch corrugated plastic that sits right under the trailer and it butts up on it. Man, this thing, I appreciate it, but it makes it nearly impossible to get underneath and work on the trailer. They threw some expanded foam up there, which is supposed to, I believe, be part of the winter package. It's nice, but it doesn't really contribute a lot to the trailer, and like I said, it makes it really a pain in the butt to work on it. I've got to unscrew it, and they use self-tapping screws, so those things break off every other time I unscrew one. And I really would like to see another solution that could make this happen, but for now we'll just deal with it. Alright, the very last thing we'll hit you guys on before the katydids drown us out, which are beautiful by the way, is the paint. I really like the paint scheme. It's real neutral, it's kind of earth tone.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it's pretty easy to upkeep. We'll hose it off this weekend because we're going to get ready to move, so new video coming out for that one. And the stickers are a bit much, the stripes and stuff. I'm worried those are going to fade before the actual paint, so in my head I would have preferred just a simple single tone or two-tone paint job and just called it quits.
People would think that'd be boring though.
You're right, people would probably think it's boring. That's a great open discussion. What do you guys think? You guys like the decals and the stickers, or do you guys prefer just a simple one-tone paint scheme?
I mean, look at all these around.
Yeah,
none of these are one tone.
I can probably count. There's one trailer in this park that has this like a two-tone paint job, 0 stickers.
It's an Airstream.
Oh no, that's
Hold on.
2. No, there's another one, that North American toy hauler.
Oh, well, yeah, but that one's like a one of a kind.
I do like it though.
It's white.
And blue.
All over.
Blue at the bottom.
Is there blue?
Yeah.
You sure? I feel a bet coming on.
Okay, beer bet. We'll find out.
Beer.
I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it to. I'll link it into this video so you guys can find out if I was right or wrong. But I'm pretty sure it was two-tone. I thought the bottom of it was like the skirt area is black. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, if you have any questions or you want me to check something else out or give you some feedback or video on the exterior, let me know. Otherwise, Heather and I will we'll be back probably sometime next week showing you a video of our smoothing and a couple of how-to videos.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow and like and
Comment.
tweet and comment and all of it, yeah.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.